Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes, and here are the three big stories for today. I don't normally talk about what's going on the battlefield in the three big stories because the political machinations are generally what's going to shape how the war goes. But right now, over 20,000 Russian troops are trying to storm Chasiv Yar, and so they're doing that, and they're doing it on a deadline. Around 20 to 25,000 Russian soldiers are trying to storm Chasiv Yar and the settlements and the city's outskirts. It lies around 10 kilometers west of Bakhmut. That's as far as the Russians have been able to go in this time, even with the Ukrainians short on artillery, but they're determined to take it. Ukrainian troops are fighting off Russian paratroopers with the 98th Guards Airborne Division, 217th Guards Airborne Regiment in the area. Now, the designation Guards is it's not special forces or rangers or that equivalent, but it is a higher, more elite designation, whether they deserve the title or not. Sometimes it's honorary. Okay, Russia celebrates its Victory Day on May 9th, a heavily militarized holiday marking Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany, and it appears that Putin wants this prize so that he can brag about it on Victory Day, or maybe even for May 7th when he's reinstalled. Okay. Senate passes $95 billion foreign aid bill with TikTok attached, heads to Joe Biden's desk for signature. And this lady's going on about this, how the U.S. Senate has just passed it. It hasn't. Be careful who you listen to on social media, particularly. It hasn't actually passed yet. What happened was that the Senate advanced a long-awaited bill, and so when they advanced it, they did a procedural vote that said, okay, now you have 30 hours to debate on this and then vote on it. So the Senate on Tuesday advanced the package to provide billions to aid in Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, sending the legislation on a glide path to becoming law after a rocky 6 months of political battles. In final tally of 80 to 19, senators passed crucial procedural vote with a wide bipartisan support, signaling that the foreign aid package has a strength for a final vote. Tuesday's vote also starts the senators' final debate clock, which will run for up to 30 hours, not longer than 30 hours, unless they decide to vote before that. If the Senate officially passes the legislation in the final vote, it would then go to President Joe Biden's desk, and he would sign it, $60 billion for aid to Ukraine. Okay. Now, somebody else wrote this. Ukraine aid passed with 74% of the House and will likely pass with 80% of the Senate. Not necessarily. Just because 80% passed the closure vote doesn't mean that 80% is going to vote for the final bill itself. But you only need a threshold of 60, so it should pass pretty well. I'm not terrified about that, but I would still reach out to your senators, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Military aid, including long-range ATACMS missiles, will be sent to Ukraine by the end of next week. I think that's actually possible that could happen. This was announced by Chairman of the Senate Committee on Intelligence, Mark Warner. I think that could happen. It might be a little bit after that, but it's not outside the realm of possibility at this point. Long-range ATACMS missiles on the way, says Zelensky. It said legislation passed by the House of Representatives, awaiting the Senate approval, has clarified that Ukraine would be receiving these longer-range versions. They go up to 300 kilometers. So Kerch Bridge on Fire song, you might want to start queuing up, because it won't be all that long, I don't think, before we start seeing the Russians have to back up. Here's the U.S. flag in the Rada as a gesture back to the House of Representatives. That was quite a sight. And then I told you about this with the what to say when you write your senator. If you want to write your senator, this is the video that you go back 5 videos, and you will see this video. I explain the process. I explain what to write, and all you're trying to do is tabulate for your senator. Yes, I want, if you do nothing but this one line that says, please vote for the House-approved aid package to Ukraine, sign your name, and that's it. That's all that they need. You don't have to wax eloquent. Finally, I'll leave you with this metaphor alert. A concrete wall collapsed on a car in a Russian city, according to a local media report. Local media reports that residents demanded the restoration of the wall for several years, and yet Russia spends its money attacking Ukrainian cities. And that's a bad look. Wow. Okay, let's look at that one more time. It's kind of a metaphor alert for what's going on. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Thank you to my patrons, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.